Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Wish Infinite. So this is 7th video of playwright interview questions like this, and here we are going to see the topic which is playwright configuration file, right? So we are going to see different questions related to the playwright configuration file. In the previous live session also I have discussed some of the interview questions related to the playwright configuration file. So we would be seeing more questions related to that, right? So let me share my screen. So I've already shared the Slido link here into the chat. If you have not joined it using the Slido, please join it. I will wait for 2 minutes and then we can proceed further with the quiz. So here's the link into the chat. Onto the screen you can also see it. Okay. And I will also share the QR code onto the screen. Just a second. Okay, so either you can use this link or this QR code and this particular code to join the quiz. We are waiting for 1 minute 20 more seconds and then we will start with the quiz. Okay. So here just I will quickly give you a brief that what exactly we are going to do if you are new who is joining this particular live session. So here I would be on this slide for which I have shared the link. For that I would be on that I would be showing some of the questions, and then you need to select the correct answer, right? Out of A, B, C, D, you can select any answer which you feel is correct. I would be showing the correct answer, right? And then I would be giving a quick explanation for the same, and then we will be moving further with each question. So here we are going to see 10 questions related to that. Okay, let's wait for 35 more seconds and then let's proceed further. We have multiple people who have already joined: Shiva, Sakshi, Krish, Jesse, Prince. We have got hi from Shiva. Shiva posted one thing that I wish there should be an interaction session onto the playwright question. Okay, so this particular section is going to be interactive only. You need to select the correct answer. I will be explaining it, and if you are having any doubt in between, so you can just let me know, right? You can just put it into the chat and then I can explain it quickly, right? Please try to post question related to this particular quiz only, right? So that we will not divert from the topic. Okay, so let's start the quiz. And as I told, this quiz is going to be related to this playwright configuration file. So in the previous live sessions, we have seen different questions related to the introduction, this installation, then related to the basic scripting, VS Code extension, async, await, page fixture, locator options, get by method, assertion, right? And the for the playwright configuration file also we have seen some questions. Here we would be continuing that part only where we are going to see more questions, right? Because this playwright configuration file is kind of backbone of our playwright project, right? Most of the configuration or almost all the configurations would be happening here only, right? So let's continue. If you have not watched this particular video, I would recommend you to watch this video, which is playwright config file explained, right? And if you have already watched and if you want to revise it, so here I've explained in very detail, right, what exactly are all the different options which are mostly useful into your playwright project. Okay, now let's continue with the quiz. So we have 6 people who have already joined. Let's see our first question. If anyone wants to join, they can already see the link into the chat window, or they can click on or they can scan this particular QR code and put this particular code here, right? So whatever which is compatible with you. And now we have first question: what does the workers option specify? Option A, number of browser. Option B, number of test files, option C, number of parallel worker processes, and option D, number of retries. So you guys can select the correct answer here. We will wait for 20 more seconds and then we will be revealing the answer. Okay, so we have got 100% option selection for this option B, which is number of parallel worker processes, right? So let me reveal the correct answer. So this is the correct answer, which is option C, number of parallel worker processes. Whenever we use this workers, which means that how many workers we want to use parallelly, right? Just let me show it into the VS Code. So in the VS Code, we have this define config function, right? And inside it, we are having one object, right? Which is the argument for this particular define config function. And here, if you will see, we have this workers option. So we can select number of workers, right? For which would be working parallelly, right? So here we mark this fully parallel also as true when we want to do the parallel execution, right? And here we can define the number of workers, right? Let's say if I want 5 workers to work parallelly, so I can change this value to 5, right? In case of CI, for in like this, you can put this option like this also. In case of CI, what are number of workers you want, and in case of local, what are number of workers you want, right? So and number of workers you can set here, but it depends actually on the performance of your PC also, right? Let's say if you are putting it 10 or 20 too high, so your PC may get hang, right? Because it may be opening number of parallel browsers at a single time, right? So at that time memory uses would be too high, so accordingly select this particular number. Now let's go to the next question. So this is the simple one. Which reporter option generates an HTML report? List, JSON, HTML, or dot? So you can select the different option from here. For this HTML reporter, I've created one detailed video also apart from these configuration file details. So you can watch that video if you want to configure HTML report into your project. But usually this report is very helpful if you will compare it with the Selenium or the Cypress. So this playwright report, HTML report itself is quite good, right? To debug or to see, right, what exactly is getting passed of you. We have 20 more seconds. Please hurry up, guys. And in between also, if you are having any questions related to this, just let me know into the comment section. And the correct answer is HTML only. All the people have given the correct answer. This was the simple one, right? And how you configure it, you must already be aware. So for that, again, you need to go to this define config, and here you can configure different reporters, right? Like this, under this define config, again, you would be having an object, right? Which is kind of argument which we are passing, and inside it you can just configure the report, right? So for that, what you need to do, you need to just provide the reporter as the key, and you can select the different value related to it. And not inside the use. By mistake I put it inside the use. Here directly inside the define config, there should be a key, and then there should be a value related to it. See, here I have commented that particular part. So like this, you can configure multiple reports or the single report, right? So for that, you just need to simply give the reporter option, and colon you need to put, and after that you just need to provide the value. Either you can provide an array, and inside it you can provide different reporters, right? Or if you just want to select the HTML, so directly as the string also you can pass it, right? Like this. Okay, for now I would be undoing this particular part. I don't want the report for now. Here also see, I have given different examples. I have commented them out. If you want to configure HTML, GitHub, JUnit, or any other reporter, right? So you can configure it. Apart from configuring, we can also pass the different options. So for that, we will have to provide an array. Inside that, it would be having a tuple where we would be passing the reporter. Like here, we have passed the HTML, and then different configurations we can pass as the object, right? So like this, you'll have to pass it. Here I want to open the report in case of failure only. It will open the report automatically if any of the tests are getting failed. Okay, you can try these options. All these details are there into my Git repository, right? If you have not accessed this Git repository, so you would be able to see all the code related to my playlist into this particular Git repository. You can find the Git repository link into any of my video, right? Into all the video I have provided that repository link. And if you want to access the specific test script file related to that particular video, here into the archive section, you will be able to see all the videos one by one, right? If you want to access the code, right? This repository is public, so anyone can access it. And don't forget to subscribe me there onto the GitHub. Okay, now let's go to the next one. So which assertion will fail? Test immediately on failure. And why it is related to the assertion? Okay, sorry, this particular question is wrong, which is appearing here. So the question should be that what is global time? Actually, this is the question which I have put it by mistake as the option. What is global timeout option defined? So this is the question. Ignore this particular part, right? I copy pasted it wrong. And you can consider these three options: timeout for API requests, maximum timeout a task can run, and timeout for assertion only. Right? So out of this, you can select the correct answer. Right? A, B, C options are there. Consider this as the question. You have 11 more seconds. I will correct this into my quiz later. So out of these A, B, C, or you can say B, C, D option, there is a correct answer. So we have got a split option here that global timeout. What is global timeout defines, right? So here someone has given timeout for API requests, maximum timeout a time a test can run, and timeout for assertion only. So actually, let me read the correct answer here. So this is the correct answer, which is option C. You can see here, maximum time a task can run. So here into any of my video, I don't think I've talked about this global timeout. So let me just quickly open the VS Code, and here under this define config object only, you can just put a global timeout, which is this. This is the key, right? And here you can provide the value of global timeout. Let's say if it is 10 minutes. So let's say if your test execution for your test suite is going more than 10 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever the time which you set, so it will automatically come out of that particular test, right? So in which scenario it would be helpful? Let's say you are having one test which is somehow getting stuck in some loop, right? And you are running it onto the CI. So let's say if it is in infinite loop, you will never come out of that particular test, right? So in such cases, where we provide such timeout, global timeout, where if your execution is going out of 10 minutes, so automatically it will get killed, right? You would be aware about your application and the tests, that how much is the actual time which your test would be getting. So accordingly, you can put this particular time, and automatically your test execution will come out for that particular test. In case of any issue, let's say your whole execution is getting somehow failed, application is not working properly, and it is taking on place of 10 minutes, it is taking 20 minutes, right? So you can put the 10 minute as the global timeout. So once the execution will go out of 10 minutes, automatically it will come out of the test, right? And now let me reveal the leaderboard quickly. So we have Prince onto the top with all the correct answers, and we have Trish, Shiva, Sakshi, and Radha. Okay, now let's go to the next question. which is what does expect colon, and then this timeout equals to 5000 control. And here are different options. A, page navigation timeout, right? Option B is test timeout. Option C is assertion retry timeout, and option D is browser launch timeout. So you have 35 more seconds. You can select the correct answer. Option A is page navigation timeout. Option B is test timeout. Option C is assertion retry timeout, and option D is browser launch timeout. So you need to select the correct answer for this particular configuration. I have highlighted it, and now all the people have given the answer. Let's reveal, and 100% people have selected assertion retry timeout. Let me reveal the correct answer. So this is the correct answer, assertion retry timeout. So usually how you provide it, so I can go back to the VS Code, and here you can provide that assertion retry timeout. Usually when you provide the normal timeout, how you provide it, you just give this timeout. Just let me show it to you. See, like this you provide the normal timeout, right? But and this particular timeout is related to the, let's say if you are detecting a specific locator on the page, and if it is taking more time, so accordingly you can adjust this particular time. But that expect timeout is this one, right? Here into main define config, you just need to select this expect key colon, and then after that you need to put the curly braces, and inside the curly braces you need to provide this timeout, and here you can change this timeout. By default it is I think 5 seconds, and if you want to change it, so accordingly you can change. So this expect, and inside the expect you are having this particular timeout, which default timeout for the async expect matcher in millisecond is 5000 milliseconds, right, which is 5 seconds. And if you want to, let's say where you will use it, let's say you are in your application you are putting some of the assertions, right, and for your application you already know that your application is slow and you want to and it will get failed, right? Let's say if it will, after loading the page, you want to verify some button is visible onto the page or not, right? But as you already know, your application is slow, and but it is working correctly, right? So by default it is 5 seconds, but it is taking 7 seconds or 8 seconds to load that particular element to pass that particular section, right? So in such cases you can change this timeout. So this timeout would be mainly applicable for the auto retrying assertion, where for this particular duration it will automatically retry to get that particular assertion passed, right? And even after this many times the execution is not getting passed, so it will fail that particular assertion, right? For now let me comment it out. So by default I use this 5 seconds, but accordingly you can change it. Okay, into my framework video I think we have increased this assertion timeout. And now let's go to the next one. So which option enables tracing the test failure? So in this case we want to generate the traces, right, which we see into the trace viewer. So here are different options, option A, B, C, D, right? This code I am not reading it. We have 40 more seconds. You can try to select the correct answer. And guys, by the end of video I would be sharing, I think I am having those free memberships available, so I would be sharing those free gold membership at the end. So 5 lucky viewers or users who are viewer onto my channel on the random basis, they would be getting the gold membership. And now we have got all the answers. So which is option B, 100% people have selected that particular option, and this is the correct one. So here we need to provide the use is the key colon, and then we need to provide this object where trace would be the key, and here you can select multiple options. Just let me quickly show it to you into the VS Code. So inside the define config again, right, this is the define config, and inside it we are going to have use, right, which is the key use, and inside it you would be providing different configurations, right, related to use. And here you can provide this trace option, like here you can provide the screenshot and video also. Similarly, you can provide this trace key colon, and here you can select multiple options, right? See, either you can off it, you can select on all retries, on first retry, retain on failure, retain on first failure, and retry with trace, right? Usually, I mean, you can select it as on first retry. So in case of CI, usually we give one retry or two retries. So let's say if it is getting failed first time, so on to the second retry which would be happening, so in that case it could be generating the trace. Usually for all the execution it is not needed, right? It is unnecessary going to generate the trace. But if you want to generate it for all the execution, you can generate it. But if you just want to generate it in case of failure, so accordingly you can select the option as per your requirement, right? So here I will select the option as on first retry. Okay, and now let's go to the next question, and let me reveal the leaderboard quickly. So still we have Prince onto the top with all the correct answers within 3 minutes 18 seconds. We have Shiva onto the second place with 4 correct answers within 2 minutes 8 seconds, and then we have Tris, Sakshi, and Radha. Okay, now let's move to the next one. So here is the question: what does use colon and then this headless colon to do? And here are all the options. Option A is run test with UI visible. Option B is run tests without browser UI. Option C is run test in incognito mode, and option D is disable screenshots. You can select the correct answer from here. You have 35 more seconds. And guys, if you are still having any doubt related to any of this question, just please let me know into the chat. And we have got all the answers from all the viewers, right? So 100% people have given this particular option, has selected this particular option, which is run test without browser UI. Let me reveal the correct answer, which is the correct answer itself, right? Run test without the browser UI. So how you can do that? Here again you will have to go to this use, and here you are going to have one more key value here, right? So how you need to put it? Define config. Define config is itself, define config argument itself is an object. Inside it uses the key, its value is an object, and inside it we can provide different configurations like screenshot, video, trace, and similarly here we can select the headless option. So here headless colon, you can mark it as true or false, right? So here if it is true, so in this case what will happen? You are going to do the execution without even opening the browser. You will not be able to see the browser, right? It could be running it without the browser UI window. Okay, now let's go to the next question. You can change this particular option, right? You can play with this particular option by marking it as false. So in that case headless would be false, right? So accordingly you can try it and just let me know how it works, right? If you're not aware about this, I think it is a very basic option, you should be aware about it, right? And now let's go to the next one, which is 7th question. Why are projects used in playwright config, right? So this is our playwright config file. Inside it we use one key which is projects, right? So what is the use of that? So to group test files. Option B is to run test on multiple browser or devices. Option C is to store environment variable, and option D is to manage reporters. Now you can select the correct option. You have 30 more seconds left, right? This projects is the key which we use inside our define config object, right? I'm just giving you a hint if you are not aware about it. Okay, so we have got 2 different answers for this one, and most of the people have selected to group test files, and option B only 17% people have selected. But let me reveal the correct answer, because most of the people have given the wrong answer. So the option B is the correct answer, to run test on multiple browsers or devices. So what is this projects option? Let me quickly show it to you, because most of the people have given the correct the wrong answer. So here inside your playwright.config.ts file, again I'm just explaining, you have this export default define config function, where we pass an argument which is object, and inside this object we have this projects key. So this projects key is having a value which is an array, and inside the array we can pass multiple objects. So like this, here we can pass one object where we need to pass the name, and here we can pass use with the different configuration, right? Here you can provide more details related to the storage state or your test match. Those are all different options which you can uh, see into further videos, right? We would be using those options also. Into my framework also we have used some of the options, but here for the basic if you will see the basic configuration, you need to provide one object inside this array. So project is the key, where you need to pass an array, its value is an array where you would be passing multiple objects, right? So and there you can provide the name of the that particular project, and then you can pass the configuration. So here we have given this use as the key, and then its value is an object. Here we have provided this devices desktop Chrome, which means we are specifying here that we want to do the execution onto the Chrome browser onto desktop view, right? Similarly, you can select the Firefox, WebKit, and if you want to select the multiple devices also, like mobile device or iPad, so here you can just simply give the name. You can give any name here, right? But here into the use, you'll have to just select the specific device only, right? Which are predefined by the playwright. Like here, if you want to do the execution into browser onto iPhone 14 Max Pro, so that you can provide here. So like this, when you will install the playwright, and it will automatically generate this playwright.config.ts file, so automatically you would be getting multiple options. I have commented out some of the options, right? So you can try to select these options. Usually when some people may be confused that why you want to do the execution onto the mobile. Let's say you are having one site which is let's consider the example of Flipkart, right? So for that there are some people who would be using the desktop Chrome, right? But apart from that there can be people who would be using Firefox Edge onto the desktop, so that you can configure here. But apart from that, let's say some people are there who are using Chrome browser but onto the iPhone or onto the Samsung Galaxy, right? Or any mobile, right? So in that case, they would be opening the browser, and then they would be giving this Flipkart.com there only, and then they would be trying to order something. But consider that your site itself is not loading properly onto the mobile view, right? So somehow, consider that particular project or that particular product is losing the customer, because they are trying to order something from that mobile browser, but they are not able to do it, right? Either they will have to, you can say that you would be having the app also, but somehow the user experience is going to be wrong in this case, right? It will not put the good impression onto the customer. So usually, let's say if there is such device where people can use it onto the multiple devices, onto multiple viewports, onto different multiple browsers, so such type of testings are required there, right? Okay, so now let's reveal the leaderboard quickly. So here now we have new Shiva, who is onto the top, who was onto the second position with 6 correct answer within 2 minutes 44 seconds. He is too quick. And then we have Prince, Sakshi, Trish, and Radha. Okay, and I have got one question. Just let me show it onto the screen. So we have got one question from Shiva, that can we run the tests onto the Android mobile as well? Yes, Shiva, we can run the tests onto the Android mobile, but we would not be able to run the test onto the native apps. Let's say, as I've given the example of the Flipkart, so you cannot run the test onto native app, but you can do the execution onto the Android mobile. Here I am not saying that actually you would be running the tests onto the Android mobile. You would be running test onto your web only, but for the Android mobile view you can run it directly onto the Android mobile. You would not be able to do it, and if you want to do so, either you can use browser stack or any such app which provides the simulator, right, where actually they would be opening your app onto the specific device. So there you can test it, but automatically onto the mobile browser, I mean onto the mobile, I have never seen the execution, and it is I mean, as far as I'm aware, currently it is not possible to directly run your playwright tests onto the mobile by connecting it like into the APM. I think we can into the APM when you use it with the Selenium. So there you can actually connect your mobile phone and do the execution onto the different mobile devices also. But here either you'll have to rely onto the emulator, right? Here you can provide different devices, like here we have provided the Pixel 5, which is the Android mobile, and onto the Pixel 5 it would be opening the browser. I mean, into that particular viewport it is going to open, right? It is just going to give you the view that it is opening your device into Pixel 5 onto the defined viewport, right, which is there into the for the Pixel 5. But you would not be able to actually do that. And second scenario I have told you, right, you can connect it to the browser stack, and there you can actually see the mobile is getting opened, and there you would be opening the browser, right, and there you can do the execution through the Playwright or Cypress also. But actual device you would not be onto the actual device, you would not be able to do the execution using the Playwright. Using Appium I have done that, so you can try to use that if you are not aware about that. But the Playwright, for now I have never seen the option. I can explore it more. If I get any option I can let you know. Okay, now let's go to the next question, which is 8th question, I think. Yeah, so what does the name field inside a project define, right? So we have just seen that there is a projects key where we can pass the different projects, right? So we would be passing the different object inside an array. So there is one key which is name. So what is the new use of that particular name? So option A is browser name, option C is test directory, option B is test directory, option C is project identifier in reports, and option D is work account. Okay. So this can be little confusing for some of the viewers. Let's see. So why we provide this name colon and its value, right? What is the use of that we need to select? And guys, Shiva just asked the question. So similarly, if you are having any doubts just related to this quiz, I would say, so just let me know into the comments. So we have got answers. Option B and option C people have selected. Option B is test directory, and option C is project identifier in report. So 50-50%, 3 people have selected, I think, test directory, and about 50 people have selected this option C. Let me reveal the correct answer. So option C is the correct answer, project identifier in reports, right? So let me just show you what we are talking about first. So here we have this projects, right? Here we can provide an array, and inside it we can configure different projects. So like this, we provide the object, and inside it we provide the key value pair. So we were talking about this name, right? So here you can mouse over also. Playwright executes the configuration file multiple times. Do not dynamically produce non-stable values in your configuration, right? It is just the note. Project name is visible in the report and during test execution, right? So that's what project identifier in reports. So this particular name is going to be visible into the report and during the test execution. So when you will, let's say, it is not necessary that you need to just select the Chromium here. You can give wish infinite also. So that thing as the browser name is going to appear here, right? So that is the name which we can put, and you can put any XYZ or any meaningful name here, right? And the same thing here, you would be able to see here into this testing. If you are using Playwright extension, so there also you would be able to see the same thing. Just a second. Here we get option to select the browser. Where is it? Okay, for now the option here which is not appearing because we have just configured the Chrome browser. Let me just configure the WebKit also. Okay. So see, we have the test where we can see this particular option, and I'm doing something wrong. We should be able to see the option here. Okay. Okay, so see, see here, this projects option is there, right? So here we have Chromium and WebKit because we have enabled these two options, Chromium, the Chromium and the WebKit, and we were talking about this particular name. Let's say if I change this name of this Chromium to Wish Infinite, right? Okay, so see here the name of that particular project got changed, and the same name, which is Wish Infinite, you are going to see into the report also during after the execution or during the execution. You will be able to see the logs right into the terminal where you are doing the execution. So there also you would be able to see this Wish Infinite name only because we have changed the name of the product for now, name of the project. For now I will move it to the Chromium only, right? So accordingly you can give the specific name which is more relevant, right, rather than giving just the random name, right? Okay, now let's move to the next one. So let me just reveal the leaderboard. After that we will be revealing the leaderboard at the end. So we have Shiva on to the top with 7 correct answer. Then we have Sakshi, Prince, Jashi and Krish. Okay, now let's go to the next question, which is what happens if headless false is set, right? So test fails in CI. Option B is browser run in background. Option C is browser UI is visible during test execution. The option D is videos are disabled. So now you can select the correct answer from here. And guys, if you are still having any doubt, just let me know in the comments below. I'm seeing multiple people are there, but they are just watching the video, but they are not joining the quiz. I would recommend you to join this quiz, right? It is Slido, which is a well-known site, so you will not have any chance related to your data, right? So, and you need not to provide any personal information also. You just need to provide the name, and then you can play this quiz. And now we have 100% options selection for the option C, which is browser UI is visible during test execution, right? So if we provide this headless false, so in that case we are going to see the browser, right? If headless is true, which means we are not going to see the browser, right? So don't get confused. And here we can provide this headless, right? So you can just simply go to this particular define config and then just provide this headless, right? So go to define config, and inside it you are having the use, and here you need to select the headless, and here again you can mark it as true or false. So if I am marking it as the false, so in that case execution is happening onto the headed browser, right? Remember it like this: headless is false means you are going to do the execution into the headed mode. Now let's go to the next one, which is the last one, right? And after this I would be just sharing this memberships with 5 lucky viewers. Okay, now this is the next question, which is which configuration helps reduce flaky tests the most? So there are different options, and usually this is more one of the practical option which you should every time configure into your playwright project, right? So option A is increase workers, option B is using non-retrying assertions, option C is increasing retries plus auto retrying assertions, and option D is disabling parallel execution always, right? So here we are kind of using multiple configurations to reduce flaky tests, right? Apart from that, you can also increase the timeout, right? If your site is kind of slow or not loading properly or taking some time, right? But out of these options, you need to select the most relevant option, right? Which will help reduce the flaky tests most. Okay, so we have got 100% option for 100% answers for option C, which is the correct answer itself. Let me reveal it. So increase retries and plus auto retrying assertions, right? So increase retry means in the previous quiz video we have seen this particular option, which was the retries, right? So retries, and here we can provide multiple values. For the CI we can change the value, for the local we can put the different value, or let's say if you want to put the same value also, you can directly put retries 2 or retries 3, right? Usually I keep it 1 or 2 to my projects, right? So let's say if your test is getting failed, so again it will retry that particular option, right? So for an example, because of any environmental related issue, slowness related issue, if your test is getting failed into the first go, so it would be running that particular test into the for the second retry, right? So after first run, it will run it one more time if you have given this count as 1, and then let's say if it is getting failed because of slowness, but into the second run it can get passed, right? So usually if your site is slow, so in such cases usually you should provide it 1 or 2. And apart from that, what we have given, that we should use the auto retrying assertions, right? So for providing auto retrying assertions, as previously we discussed, what are different auto retrying assertions? You need to use that expect, await, and then locator, dot, and then you can use different methods which are related to auto retrying assertions. In that case, automatically during your execution, your test will retry until that particular assertion gets passed, right? So if you are using such auto retrying assertion, so you need not to put any wait, because automatically it will wait for some time and it will keep retrying and will wait that your assertion should get passed, right? And now let me just reveal the leaderboard. So we have Shiva onto the top with 9 correct answer within 4.82 seconds, and then we have Sakshi, Prince, Trish, and Jesse. Okay, and now as I told you, at the end I would be sharing some memberships, so just let me quickly do that. And here let me, so congratulations Shiva for winning this particular quiz. And at the bottom you can see one question that it is hardest question, that why are projects used in playwright.config. So most of the people have given the wrong answer for this, so it is considering that particular question as the hardest one, right? And I have explained you. If you are still having any doubt, just let me know into the comments, right? And I should be able to clear your doubt. Either you can comment here, or if you are watching that video related to the playwright configuration, there you can give the comment, right? Because after ending this chat, I would not be able to see your question here. Okay. There is one question which we have got from Shiva only, that how to handle authenticated sessions across tests. So Shiva, I think I have created one video related to how to handle the different how to authenticate without even login, right? So you can watch that particular video. You need to use the storage state, so one time only during your execution it will login, and then every time you will not have to log in. As soon as you will give the URL, it will be able to use the storage state and automatically it will get logged in. See here into the playwright.config.ts file also, if you have used it from my Git repository, you will be able to see somewhere we must be using. See here we are using this storage state. How you need to use this storage state, for that I have given I've already created one video. Let me just quickly show that to you. See, this is the video. Skip login playwright, save and reuse authentication state like a pro. So you can watch this particular video right here into the same playlist. You would be able to see. Just search with this particular title. pre-use authentication, you would be able to see that video onto my channel, right? So I hope this answers your questions. But if you want to get in-depth details related to it, just watch that video. Sure. Okay, sure. You're welcome. Now I will just quickly try to share that membership. That let's see who are those lucky viewers or lucky channel members who get this membership. Okay, I'm clicking on to the send here. In the chat you would be able to see that who are all different people who have got the membership. Okay, so we are you should be now able to see it into the chat. We have different 5 members who has got the channel gold membership for the 1 month, right? So we have got it for member Rajivi 10, Pratik, Saeed, Gaurav and Badi. Okay, so congratulations to all these 5 subscribers, right, or viewers who has got the membership. So here with the membership you would be having early access to the video, right? Apart from that, for the gold membership, I also provide early access, right? Apart from early access, I also reply very early for the gold members, right? So if you want to take the membership also, so you can go to my channel and there you would be able to see the join button. Just a second here, if I can show it to you, I will quickly show it to you. So once you will go to my channel, you would be able to see the join button like this. You can click on that join button and from here you can select any membership option if you want to take any membership, right? So it's totally up to you. It is not mandatory, right? So with these memberships you would be getting multiple perks, like you would be getting shield with your name, right? You would be having access to these custom emojis. Apart from that, you would be also be having the early access for the video and early access for framework related repository, right? So that also you would be getting. Mainly you are going to get early access. So for the gold members, they get early access before 21 days, right? So before making that particular video public, it can be accessed by the gold members, right? So accordingly, I mean, if you want to support and if you want to buy any membership, that you can do, and it is totally optional, right? So it is not mandatory. Reminding you. Okay, guys. So I think we have discussed all the questions. We have Shiva as the winner, and still, guys, if you are having any doubt, just let me know into the chat window. And that's it from my end. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day. So we will see you. I will see you into the next quiz, which is going to be on to the next Saturday, right? So please join it. That is going to be the 8th video, and there I would be discussing questions related to the next topic, which is there into our playlist. Just let me quickly show it to you. Should have discussed it earlier only, but yeah, just telling you that into the next video we are going to see this particular reporter related quiz, right, which is HTML reporter with screenshot video retries and phrase viewer and playwright. Most of the questions will revolve around this particular topic, which is HTML report. We would also be seeing different options inside the HTML report itself, right? So guys, see you next time. Bye.